All right, guys, here is question 10. 10.1. It's in probability. It says that A and B are mutually exclusive, meaning that they can't happen at the same time. So therefore they said if the probability of A is 0.42 and then the probability of A or B is 0.79, calculate the probability of B. So we are just gonna come here, said okay, by definition probability of A or B should be equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus the probability of A and B, right? So we already know this one is 0.9. You can just substitute, guys. Straightforward. 10.2. Why am I still in question 9? All right. And then 0.9, it's equal to probability of A, we know is 0.42. Therefore here plus probability of B, mutually exclusive, therefore is going to be 0 because there's no intersection, they can happen at the same time. So probability of B is going to be equal to 0.79 minus 0.42, which gives us the probability of B as equal to 0.37. Straightforward. And then that's how we deal with this one. Now we have got 10.2. It says a game at a fun park requires a player to roll a 6-sided die. So this is the first thing, that they're rolling a die and then pick a card from a deck of 52 cards. So you are doing two things here. You roll a die and then you pick a card. Okay, we understand that one. And then it says here, a player wins if an odd number appears and then on the uppermost face of the dice. Okay, that's how you would win. So in order for you to win, you must have an odd number. This is a win. And the player also draws a picture card. So you would have a picture card on the deck of 52. Right. Okay, we get it. A deck of cards has 4 suits. So you have got the hearts and the spades. So in this deck of cards, they are saying, so these are 4 of them. And then they are also saying there are 4 picture cards, king, jack, and ace in each. So here you're gonna have 4. You're gonna have 4 here. You're gonna have 4 here. You're gonna have 4 here. So it means therefore the total here is equal to 16. Okay, 16 of these cards in total. All right. So let's continue here. What are they saying again? So this is 10.2. So they are saying here a player pays 10 rand to play the game, and in an hour 250 people can each play 1 game. So all right, okay, this is the total number of people. They are playing with 10 rand each per hour, right? Okay, if the owner wants to make 70% of the profit per hour, calculate the maximum amount that the owner must pay each winner. Now it's like you're playing Betway or Aviator here. Okay, so there are two things happening here. I think the best thing to do first, we need to get the total amount that these people are contributing into this game. So now the total amount that one can make, which is going to be the profit, in this case we're gonna have how many? Each player, we have got 260 players in an hour, each paying 10 rands. So therefore the total amount of money that the owner is going to make before paying the winners is 2,600. Okay, all right. However, the owner wants to keep 70%, so therefore it means what? He is paying out how much? 30%. So therefore, this will be the total payout. This is how much he's going to pay out. He's going to pay 30% of this because he's willing to keep how much? 70. So 30% of this is what he's willing to keep. If I check on my calculator, it's giving me the total amount of money that he needs to pay out to the winners. That's how much he needs to pay out. So this is how much he's going to take out to pay the winners. So now, however, we need to find the number of winners now. Okay. Now we must find the number of winners. All right. Because now it says here, the winners must have what? An odd number and draw a picture card from the deck. So now this, it's giving me something like a tree diagram, right? So if you throw a die, you can either get an odd or an even number, right? So now in a die, how many odd numbers are there in a die? There's 3, so it's going to be 3/6, which is our probability. 3/6. You've got 3 odd numbers and 3 even numbers, because your numbers are just 1 up until 6. So in between here, you've got 3 odd and then you've got 3 even, right? So which is what is happening here. However, once a player rolls a die, so they must take 1 picture card from the deck, right? Okay, so it's either they can take what? A picture card or no picture card. So here there's no picture card, and then here they take out a picture card. But what is the probability of getting a picture card? A picture card in the deck of cards is going to be 16/52. And then here, where there's no picture, it is just going to be 52 minus 16, which gives us 32/52. I think we should be fine here, because what we are looking for this one. Because it says here, for the person to win, this is what we are looking for. The person to win, they must what? Draw an odd number, and then also do what? Then get a picture card. So this one will give you a win. So I hope you guys are following. So this one will therefore give you a win. So now a win in this case is given by odd number, then picture card. So now it's a what? A win. If you want to win, you must do what? Odd number and therefore picture card. So which gives us therefore 3/6 multiplied by 16/52. This is the probability of getting the winner. Okay, it is giving me 2/13. This is for the win. All right. However, on top of that, we need to know how many people actually win. Therefore, total number of winners. Okay, total number of people who win. Okay, so now we are going to say number of winners. This gives you number of winners. It is going to be 260. From the total, only 2/13 people win. So therefore, this gives me 40 people. Right. So now 40 people. So what is the question? The question said, calculate the maximum amount the owner must pay to each winner. So this is the total. This is the total amount that the owner will pay to the winners. So if we've got 40 winners, so to each winner, so now the amount to each winner now, okay, each winner will get 780 divided by 40 people. So the owner needs to give each player 19 rands and 50 cents. Right. And that's how you tackle a question like this one. I hope you guys were really following. Let's move right along to question 11. So I'm just gonna put all of them together here. Let's move to question 11. Question 11 says here, consider a 3-digit number starting from 501 to 99. Let's go. 11.1 said, how many of the 3-digit numbers have exactly 5 in them? Right. So if I was someone, I was just going to do it like this. I'm just going to say 501. Then you've got numbers here in between. Then you've got 99. However, they are saying we need to form a 3-digit number that has got at least 5 in them. Right. So now, this is basically what you're going to have in this case, but I have to explain it, guys, so that you guys really follow what I'm saying. So this is what we're having. So now we have got 3-digit numbers here, starting with 5. Okay, so here you can start only with a 5 here. So how many numbers can you put here to form a 3-digit number? Okay, so remember now, numbers that we have, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, which is 0. Right. So these are the numbers that you have. Right. So now here you will only have one choice where you put a 5. Then it means the 5 will move here. You can put a 5 here as well, and then the 5 will also move here. You also have got one choice, but you can't repeat the 5, but you can repeat the rest of the numbers. So therefore, if you took out a 5 here and you can't repeat it, how many numbers do you have left? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got 9 choices here to put in this case. So here you've got what? 9 choices. Here you've got what? 9 choices. You can put any number there. Right. So now you come to this one. Now 5 is in the middle. So it means here you can put any number, but not a number that is less than 5 but greater than 5. So it can be any number. So how many numbers are greater than 5 here? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 is not greater than 5. So therefore it means here you've got how many choices? 4 choices. And then here in this case you would have 9 choices. So similar thing would apply here. You're going to have 4 choices. Then here you're going to have 9 choices. So the best thing to do here, you must get the total. Okay, 1 times 9 times 9 gives us how much? Gives us 81. Then they said you can repeat here, so you're going to have 4 times 1 choice times 9 choices is equals to 36. Therefore similar thing would apply here. You're going to have 4 choices times 9 times 1. You're going to have 36. Great. So therefore our total numbers here that you have, you've got 153 numbers. If you were to add these numbers together, you're going to have 153. All right. I think we have answered this one here all together. However, guys, because now I don't think we have yes, this number started at 501. So if you can put a 0 here, you put a 0. You put a 0 here, you're going to have 500, and 500 is not allowed. So it means here on our total, we need to remove one number so that we don't have the 500 number. So therefore our total numbers will therefore have to be 152. I hope you guys really follow, because we started at if we had started at 500, 153 was going to be fine. All right, so moving right along, let's move to 11.2. Said calculate the probability of a 3-digit number not satisfying the condition given in 11.1. right? So 1.1. So you are looking for a number that is not part of these numbers, right? So now here, let's see. So now here, what do we have? So first of all, how many numbers do we have here? So that we remove the ones that are satisfying, then we are left with the ones that do not satisfy, right? So if you have a look at here, if this was a sigma notation, guys, you would start at 501 and then 999. So if I were to use it, how many numbers are here in between these two numbers? So you were just going to come here, said numbers will going to be top minus bottom plus 1. If you can remember from sigma notation, sequence and series, guys, we did it like this. So this one is giving us a total number of 499. So this is our total numbers. So therefore, if we have got 153 numbers, if you've got 153 numbers, so therefore the ones that do not satisfy this will have to be 499 minus 153, which is giving me 346. So therefore the probability of not satisfying is going to be whatever its total numbers that do not satisfy this condition divided by the total numbers of digit, which gives us 0.693. You can round off there, guys, but that's what it is giving us. I hope you guys really followed on this paper. Let me see you on paper 2 of this June exam 2025. I am Gaston Mapala. Please subscribe to our channel, help our channel grow, and we can help as many learners as possible. I will see you in paper 2.